Welcome to my channel. Let's learn about the structure and function of the neuron, the fundamental unit of the nervous system. In this video, we will explore the parts of a neuron and understand how it sends and receives signals. So, let's begin our journey into the fascinating world of neurons. Let's quickly learn the parts of a neuron and their functions. First, dendrites, they receive signals from other neurons. Next, the cell body, it controls the neuron's activities. Inside the cell body is the nucleus, it regulates growth and cell functions. The cell membrane protects the neuron and controls what enters and leaves the cell. The axon hillock is where the nerve impulse begins. The axon carries the impulse away from the cell body. The myelin sheath covers the axon and increases the speed of transmission. Schwann cells form the myelin sheath in the peripheral nervous system. The nodes of Ranvier are small gaps that help impulses travel faster. Finally, the axon terminal releases neurotransmitters to pass the signal to the next cell. And that's how a neuron works. The nervous system consists of neurons, which conduct nerve impulses and are supported by unique connective tissue cells known as neuroglia. There are vast numbers of cells, 1 trillion 10 to the power of 12 glial cells and 10 times fewer 10 to the power of 11 neurons. Neurons. Each neuron consists of a cell body and its processes, one axon and many dendrites. Neurons are commonly referred to as nerve cells. Bundles of axons bound together are called nerves. Neurons cannot divide, and for survival they need a continuous supply of oxygen and glucose. Unlike many other cells, neurons can synthesize chemical energy, ATP, only from glucose. Neurons generate and transmit electrical impulses called action potentials. The initial strength of the impulse is maintained throughout the length of the neuron. Some neurons initiate nerve impulses while others act as relay stations, where impulses are passed on and sometimes redirected. Nerve impulses can be initiated in response to stimuli from outside the body, example. Touch, light waves inside the body, example. A change in the concentration of carbon dioxide in the blood alters respiration. A thought may result in voluntary movement. Transmission of nerve signals is both electrical and chemical. The action potential traveling down the nerve axon is an electrical signal, but because nerves do not come into direct contact with each other, the signal between a nerve cell and the next cell in the chain is chemical. Cell bodies. Nerve cells vary considerably in size and shape, but they are all too small to be seen by the naked eye. Cell bodies form the gray matter of the nervous system and are found at the periphery of the brain and in the center of the spinal cord. Groups of cell bodies are called nuclei in the central nervous system and ganglia in the peripheral nervous system. An important exception is the basal ganglia, nuclei, situated within the cerebrum. Axons and dendrites. Axons and dendrites are extensions of cell bodies and form the white matter of the nervous system. Axons are found deep in the brain and in groups, called tracts, at the periphery of the spinal cord. They are referred to as nerves or nerve fibers outside the brain and spinal cord. Axons. Each nerve cell has only one axon, which begins at a tapered area of the cell body, the axon hillock. They carry impulses away from the cell body and are usually longer than the dendrites, sometimes as long as 100 centimeters. Now, let's understand the structure of the axon. A. Myelinated neuron. In a myelinated neuron, the axon is covered by a fatty insulating layer called the myelin sheath. B. Non-myelinated neuron. In a non-myelinated neuron, the axon does not have a myelin sheath. C. Length of myelinated axon. Myelinated axons can be very long, sometimes up to 1 meter in humans. This allows fast communication between distant parts of the body. Structure of an axon. The membrane of the axon is called the axonema and it encloses the cytoplasmic extension of the cell body. Myelinated neurons. Large axons and those of peripheral nerves are surrounded by a myelin sheath. This consists of a series of Schwann cells arranged along the length of the axon. Each one is wrapped around the axon so that it is covered by a number of concentric layers of Schwann cell plasma membrane. Between the layers of plasma membrane there is a small amount of fatty substance called myelin. The outermost layer of the Schwann cell plasma membrane is the neurolemma. There are tiny areas of exposed axonema between adjacent Schwann cells, called nodes of Ranvier, which assist the rapid transmission of nerve impulses in myelinated neurons. Shows a section through a nerve fiber at a node of Ranvier where the area without myelin can be clearly seen. Non-myelinated neurons. Non-myelinated neurons are postganglionic fibers and some small fibers in the central nervous system are non-myelinated. In this type a number of axons are embedded in Schwann cell plasma membranes. The adjacent Schwann cells are in close association and there is no exposed axonema. The speed of transmission of nerve impulses is significantly slower in non-myelinated fibers. Dendrites. These are the many short processes that receive and carry incoming impulses towards cell bodies. They have the same structure as axons but are usually shorter and branching. In motor neurons, dendrites form part of synapses, and in sensory neurons they form the sensory receptors that respond to specific stimuli. Warning disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Do not self-medicate. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional for medical advice. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the community. And make sure to click the bell icon so you never miss an update whenever I post a new video. Feel free to like, share, and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.